pride, and now we have such a great personality, Mr. Padam Shri Sanjeev Kapoor with us. And I genuinely feel that he is a great IP to be unlocked for the world. Right? And similarly, common man, Shri R.K. Lakshmanji, created an IP which I think we can give it to the world. So this show is special because not only we are trying to bring in world best practices or great IPs which can be unlocked for a market like India, which is a great consumption market. Overall licensing globally contributes about $240 billion. It's just suddenly starting to happen. You know, and we partnered with Lima. Lima has been a great sport to us. Thank you for being presiding here. And when we started with Lima many years back, it was very difficult for even to convince people that how licensing works, how do you respect IP, how do we encourage manufacturers in India to acquire international brands or labels. And now I think we've started to see people respecting the importance of a brand. And we have also started producing some great brands. You know, one of the brands I'm extremely proud, and I don't know if they're in the audience, is called Chhota Bheem. You know, while we have a huge respect for, so we have huge respect for Disney's and the cartoon networks, and so but we also have a huge respect for our homegrown IPs. So I think India would be an excellent marketplace for licensing, which would bridge these global IPs to enter Indian market, and also encourage that if we can produce some of our own IPs, which we can take it to the world. So I welcome once again each member and everybody who supported us in making this show happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. You know, well, I've just been informed that our energy is a little too extremely low. You see, extremely low. I will emphasize on the word extremely low because we're looking so low. It's such a special day. You know, we've got to be a little more brighter. So let's have a bigger round of applause for him. Come on now. That's how you do it. And for some more enthusiasts who really like to make some noise like you, sir, thank you so much. You've been making noise. You've been terrific. Thank you so much. Well, you know, moving on. Now, this is a big honor for me because I think every kid in India, I am just, I'd like to call myself a kid till now. Yeah, I'm just about 26, and every fortunate kid of my time has had the honor of eating good food thanks to a man who hit television ages ago, and our moms decided to watch the show, and every time they went and saw something over there, that was a treat for us. So ladies and gentlemen, we also have a huge round of applause once again for Chef Sanjeev Kapoor. And thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for being here. You could speak from there as well if you would want to.
Morning. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and always good to know much more than what you have known all these years. So things like this give me an opportunity to learn so much more. When I started working in our field, I was doing things, I was just cooking, and there was an environment which knew me, which was, so back in 1992, much before I started TV show, I got the award for Best Executive Chef of the country. So our community knew me, and over a period of time, I began to realize that there are more people who would want to eat what I cook. But since I would work in a hotel, that was not possible. And thankfully then TV started, the reach started to become big. And I realized that mediums of mass reach can create a desire, can create an aspiration for people to consume what you have to offer. And that starts for someone like me, let's say a chef, starts from the core area of expertise, which is food, and food in an environment which is limiting, let's say one restaurant. So how do you go on from one thing to the other? And over a period of time, with the internet coming in, and about 1996, 97, when I launched our website, I realized that now we were reaching more people. TV show was going to about 150 countries. Internet was taking us to all across the world. And everywhere I would go and people would say, oh, you've become a brand in yourself. And I would say, no, I'm just a chef. That's what I am, and I continue to believe that. That's my core area of expertise. So I realize that for anyone to monetize the expertise that you have, I think that should be at the core. It's the brand in our case. I believe that we realized that the initial expertise was cooking. Over a period of time, we realized that there were other values that we were building, and then we realized that to that core area, which was our cooking expertise, we started to build the values, and because of that, the trust started to grow. And I think today more than anything else, whatever we do, we realize that that's the biggest core value that we want to deliver, whether it is through our own product and services that we have to offer, or anything that I associate with through brand endorsements that I do. So I think when it comes to values and trust, India is, I think, it's been a global leader for years, but it's unfortunate that we have not been able to monetize this core value of India, of values, and the overall, the Eastern philosophy of India. Maybe in some sense, generic yoga has been something which is pretty big as an Indian value. But I think there are many things which we can take to the world, and I'm happy and very happy to see and be part of this event today. That maybe this is the turning point. Maybe this is the day when we say that India will be at forefront of many brands, and maybe all of us here collectively would contribute in some meaningful way. That is my hope and desire. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, may I please welcome up next on stage to speak on how India as a market in itself is for licensing. May I please request Mr. Dan to kindly step up on the podium and speak a little. If you want to come up and speak a little about licensing in India, you could speak from there. It's good that you're sitting here very tall. I feel very bad.
Can you hear me okay?
Thank you so much.
So, I've been, firstly, I love India. Thank you for a warm welcome. I arrived at 2 a.m. last night, so I'm still wide awake. But I've been coming to India for about 20 years on holiday as a tourist, and about 8 years for business. My responsibilities at Viacom Nickelodeon Consumer Products are to manage the emerging markets, and this is from obviously India, Africa, Russia, CIS, Central and Eastern Europe. So lots of diverse and very interesting territories. But I must admit, India is unique when it comes to the markets I've worked across. So it's very dynamic. I love the enthusiasm, the passion that I find in India every time I come here. Although the last time I visited was when the currency denomination happened. When I took off from London, my money was worth something. When I landed, it wasn't. So that was something I didn't wish to repeat. And but again, it was a very interesting trip. I never have a dull visit when I come over to India. But for me, the key thing, and I know that a lot we're going to go through more in more detail tomorrow in the Q&A panel, where we've got some specific questions. But for me, India is a market where the growth potential is huge. Viacom as a business, we have our joint venture called Viacom 18 in India, so we have a huge team. We've invested heavily along with Network 18 as the other half of the partnership. So we're here, we've been here for a long time, and we are here for the long term, so this is a key territory for us. Our CEO was on the board and may still be on the board of Viacom 18, and he's recently been promoted to the CEO of Viacom, the parent company. So again, India has a special place for him in his heart as well. And so I think for us, we remain committed. We're always looking for new opportunities here. We see the growth and the dynamic potential of the market. I think there is a long way to go, and there's lots of ways it will develop over time. And but as with all good things, you know, you have to do it in the right way, step by step. And this show is a critical part of that for me. I very much support licensing shows all over the world. Over the last 3 years, I've seen a show get established in Russia, for example, and I think they're very important not only for licensors, for licensees, and everybody who is associated with the business, from retailers and consumers down. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very excited by new opportunities in India. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And you said you love India. We can't even begin to tell you how much we love Viacom 18. Thank you so much. That's like our livelihood. Every house from 8 to 10, every night. If there's anything, there's only Viacom 18. Thank you so much for that then.
Good to hear.
Thank you. All right then, moving on. Next we have Ms. Maura Regan, and we'd love to hear a little about integration of retail with brand licensing. If you could just speak a little on that.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here. I too am a huge, huge fan of this wonderful country of yours, which has always been so welcoming. And my first visit here was about 17 years ago. I was working with Sesame Workshop at the time, and I fell in love with it then, and I haven't fallen out of love with it. So it's wonderful. I've been back a few times. I never get to come here as much as I would like to, but I do enjoy coming here all the time. And what was particularly interesting now in my new role at Lima is to really work with key stakeholders in the industry at large here in India to do two things. One is to obviously promote and develop the licensing community here, and develop best practices in terms of how to run the business and the business of our business. But also one of the things that I'm particularly excited about is really taking the wonderful IP and storytelling and business practices here in India to the global marketplace. I think that's really, really important for multinational companies to truly understand the value proposition of this wonderful country and invest accordingly. I think what we need to see from these other companies is real investment in the marketplace, because I know that what's changing in retail, as I've seen the last few days that I've been here, is really exciting, and it's only going to get more of it. And certainly the show today, and seeing how brands are being presented and the conversations that are happening, this is truly an emerging market that needs to be paid much more attention to, with much more investment from multinational companies. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be here on behalf of Lima to help make the hard work that everybody's already investing hopefully that much easier, to develop best practices, to create networking opportunities, to share things like databases and things like that. So again, the business of our business is that much easier. You guys are all really, really good at doing your businesses and working hard at that. My job is to make the other part of your business a little bit easier. So I look forward to doing that, and over the rest of today and tomorrow, really spending time with so many of you. So thank you for believing in the licensing industry, and thank you for believing in this show and coming on board, and really just all the hard work and financial commitment as well as human commitment is just really impressive and inspiring. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. You know, it's extremely, again, this word extremely is kind of stuck up in my head right now. It's extremely difficult to speak on stage when you have Taapsee sitting there. It's so distracting. I mean, I look there and I forget what am I up to here. Okay, so I will try not to look that side. Taapsee, you look beautiful as always. I'm so upset that you're on that corner and I'm on this corner. Damn! Okay then. All right, you know, coming to Mr. Nihar Rakia, sir, we'd love to hear something from you, especially the current scenario of export of Indian licenses and brands outside.
I represent the Federation of Indian Exporters Organization, which is around 21,000 enterprises are connected with the Federation. We support them for their international trade operations. We are a bridge between the government as well as the enterprises and Indian companies. So not to here speak about the exports per se, but like, exports is growing up. When we had a meeting with License India 3 months back, and we explored why the federation should be associated, why we should promote this platform. The strong 21,000 enterprises who are affiliated with us. Apart from that, there are a number of other associations are affiliated with us. They are doing excellent in international trade or exports or imports by improving their capabilities. They are getting more and more aware about the branding and IPR, protecting their technologies, improving their technologies. And since last 2-3 years, a number of international agencies are approaching Indian companies to get affiliated, to pass on their technology transfers so the Indian companies improve. There is a huge domestic market which we all know. So apart from that, there is a Indian companies who are also getting aware about their capabilities can be explored into the domestic market, as well as improve their operations in terms of getting the affiliation with the different licensings, different companies who are ready to affiliate with them and improve their export market. This is a huge opportunity at one single platform. This is how we have also promoted among our members to be here to explore the opportunities and start looking for this. And with this, I would like to thank the License India for inviting the Federation to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, we told you about something special which will happen today in the course of this 1 hour. Now is the right time to welcome that moment. So at the India Licensing Expo 2017, there is a huge legacy in our country of a common man, which now shall get a little more extended in newer ways, for which I would request Usha ma'am if you could kindly come up here and let us know what that surprise is. Let's hear it for her once again. Come on. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Congratulations to India Licensing Expo 2017. RKIPR management is very happy to partner with India Licensing. Just a little quick brief about RKIPR. This company, founded by late Shri R.K. Lakshman, now carries forward the legendary legacy as a tribute to this world-renowned artist for the contribution he has made to the society at large. And our vision is to keep R.K. Lakshman's work alive for the current generation and forever to continue. We have the granddaughter of R.K. Lakshman, Ramanika Lakshman, who is conceptualized this concept of the common woman, who happens to be the granddaughter of the common man, created by R.K. Lakshman. She has grown up watching her grandfather, the common man, who was empathetic, observant, and vulnerable. She now steps in to voice her opinion and resolve issues, seek solutions for the betterment of the people. In fact, my daughter, Lakshman's granddaughter, Ramanika Lakshman, when she was very keen to create a concept of a common woman, she had discussed this years back with her grandfather, who had encouraged her to carry it forward. And she was pretty young then, in school and college, so now is the time that she realized that she needs to consolidate this concept that she had, which she had discussed with her grandfather. Thus, she has made a conscious effort to develop the common woman's role. R.K. Lakshman's common man's legacy is now all set to continue through his granddaughter, Ramanika Lakshman, in a new series introducing the common woman, with more and more awareness that has come about on the equality of men and women. The series will showcase human situation without losing the essence of humor. So Ramanika Lakshman says, common woman is around the age of, say, 25 years. All through her growing, she has observed her grandfather as a silent observer of the problems and the pains of the people and vulnerable. She is bold, strong in her opinions, independent, and a role model to all the girls, telling them to be confident and not timid when it comes to facing any situations with the peers in school, college, society at large, social gatherings, at situations when she has to take bold decisions for the betterment of her own personality. Be proud of oneself. If all these qualities are built within, holding strong values, then she is ready to face the world at any age, be it her career level, with her colleagues, a family, and so on and so forth. We could not think of a better person than Taapsee Pannu. Taapsee, thank you very much for gracing the occasion and being here for us. It's a great, great support for my daughter. Taapsee Pannu, as we all know, needs no introduction. A very successful Bollywood actress and recipient of Women of the Year IFA 2017. Can we have a big round of applause for that? Her contribution, as we all know, to our society through her films like Pink and Naam Shabana speaks clearly about her dedication towards women empowerment, the sense and sensitivity about women's rights and dignity. We are indeed honored to have you, Taapsee, launch the R.K. Lakshman's Common Man's granddaughter, the Common Woman, conceptualized by Lakshman's granddaughter, Ramanika Lakshman. Please, can you do the honors?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll just keep it very sweet and short. Thank you so much. As an actress, when I started off, I actually left an ambition to become a marketing professional who could help brands to eventually become one. I did not intend to take this path. It just happened by coincidence. And when I realized that when it comes to being an actress, probably sky is the limit to being a brand yourself, not only in terms of course, the kind of money you can earn, but also being one person who can stand for a lot of things in society, in everything possible, in all spheres of life, I think. So slowly when I started realizing it, I never knew I'm going to build a brand and in the process help another brand. I think I must have done something right to be here today. I honestly didn't expect this to be such an amazing formal gathering, to be sitting next to all of them. I jumped on the opportunity when I got to know that she wants me to unveil Common Woman, because I myself genuinely feel I am a very common woman who can stand for a common woman, being a common woman. So thank you so much. One thing I would like to share about, I don't want to call him late R.K. Lakshman, because he still is there very much around us and in a lot of ways in the records that we have maintained of his creations. One small memory that I have is when I started reading, and my parents wanted me to read newspapers and know what is happening around. I used to only find that small little cartoon section to be interesting enough for me to read in the entire newspaper. Nothing else was as fascinating for a small kid at that point. And when I started reading it, I didn't used to understand, of course, the context. And that's how that small little cartoon in the corner helped me know about what's happening in my country and the world. Because those were the reasons. I mean, that cartoon was the reason I started asking questions, what is happening? And that's when I used to get to know about the current affairs and everything that used to happen in the country at that point. So that is really special, to be standing here for something new that's coming from the same family.